Okay, everybody, welcome back. This is Ian from Mindful Marketplace, and this is the continuation of our series for those of you switching to Podia from alternatives like Gumroad, Buy Me a Coffee, Thinkific, Teachable, Kajabi, and all those kinds of analogs. So, in this really quick video, we're going to look at designing your homepage, your store, your e-commerce brand using Podia. And you can see this is ours. This is the landing page of our community. And I'm going to show you how quickly you can make changes to this using the edit site function within your Podia editor, and we'll do that right here. So I'm just trying to show you what the front-facing site looks like right now, and making some simple edits will completely redesign this in a hurry. So this is actually the community functionality. This is not something we're covering in this particular video, but this is now Podia's entryway into the niche community, kind of the circle alternative, Mighty Networks, Buddy Press, Buddy Boss, tribe-based alternative for those who want to actually build a community as well on their Podia storefront. But in this case, we're just looking to make the simple design changes. We're going to go to the edit site function, and as you can see, this is the back end of the front end, which we were just looking at, the public facing site. This is the back end where you just make design changes to any elements that you want. My computer, my laptop is a little wonky. This is a old MacBook I'm using for this, but so hopefully if there any sort of bugginess to this process, which occasionally happens to me because I'm doing this live, I want to point that out up front. All right, so let's say I want to change the background color of this. And again, if you're like a real sort of design kind of conversion A/B testing kind of geek, I am not, but I know a lot of people are in our entrepreneurial orbit. You can just change colors, fonts, modules. You can move things up and down, and it's really a great way if you have a decent amount of traffic to gauge what's converting best, what's converting least best, if that's a proper phrase. You can use various sorts of analytics to see what kind of combination of content is converting most effectively for your business and brand. There are lots of scripts you can use like that do heat maps, and Podia is very ideal for that sort of setup compared to something like Gumroad or one of those analogs, which you really can't do any of this on. All right, so let's say I want to do some of what we're talking about here and just change the color of that module, or maybe I just wanted to make it a light or a no theme design. This is the default for our community here. This color here, I'm colorblind, I'm a color dummy, so I can't even really tell you what this color is. I know I don't love it, so I'd probably use something a little bit more like this. Or you can actually just create a custom theme where you're going into this particular template, the homepage template in this case, and making modifications like that, right? So now I'm just using a much darker color than before. All right, so let's go back and let's just kind of scroll through the various pieces of this so you can see. Let's say I want to move that down. There's arrows here to move that up and down, so I can move this to the top if I wanted. So let's try that for the moment. And I mean, I'm really going to mess up the colors here because, like I said, I am not a color talented human. But let's do that there. So now we've done two things. We've moved the module that was below to the top, and now this is below that. This is the first product. Actually, that's not true. This is a product as well, but this is a free product, I believe. So this is a day planner. Let's say I wanted to do something different with this. Let's say I wanted to change the size of the media, or move it to the bottom, or move it to the right instead, or move it, or create these, create a cover image. You can see there now that picture is like more of a cover sort of image, which I don't really like. Let's go back. This is the card view. I'm actually not 100% sure what the card view, what's different about that. Let's just leave this for now. You can actually add a background image as well. So this is the product image, you can add a background image. But let's skip through that too. Say I wanted to move this up. This is something that's kind of a bold, audacious thing that we're doing, giving away 20% of our work for the rest of the year. So let's say I wanted to move that to the very top of the page. Here's a new podcast that we're doing called Get Self-Centered, mindfulness and mental health stuff. I'm going to keep that below because it's really not something we've fleshed out in a lot of detail just yet. Here's a featured bundle. Maybe I want that more prominently positioned as well. And essentially you get the point, right? So you can do all sorts of cool design things. You can move that below. Now you can also, by the way, add content anytime you want. So rather than just rearranging things, you can start to add things that you want to include. So a product list, a bio, a newsletter, all these things are already on the page. But if I did this, you can see there's a universal newsletter that is now applied to this section. And now I can start designing that as well, right? So if I want that to be, if I want to have a background here or change the color, all of this is available. I don't want to use this here because I have that at the bottom of the page already, and I don't want to overwhelm the front page of our store with lots and lots of stuff. This, though, although this is a transparent image, so I might not want to apply a color to this, but let's see what happens. Yeah, that kind of screws it up a little bit, so I would leave this with no theme or the light theme. If I want to add, let's say, one of the things I really appreciate about the speed at which you can create great looking landing pages with Podia is this featured section. So I can add a product here. So let's say I wanted to add this product. Right now I have a product that's here with the number of lessons, 44 lessons, the price, a link to buy it, etc., all at the click of a button. And again, you can't do that on Podia, on Gumroad or Buy Me a Coffee or those sorts of analogs. Podia is simply a world apart insofar as the design heuristic and the ability to really quickly create great looking content combinations that you can either test or that you know already convert like crazy. So really quickly, I'm just going to publish this so you can see the difference in the live site, which is literally going to be live as soon as this stops publishing, and we'll refresh what we just looked at a moment ago, and you'll actually see a live site. I could have looked at it here, but instead I want to just show you what we just looked at a moment ago, so you can actually see this is completely reworked in a matter of seconds or minutes. So as we mentioned, this now, that bold, audacious kind of offer is at the very top. You can see this is colored differently now. And of course you can either buy this or just learn more about the product. Here is that, what was prior to at the top of our homepage, the top of our digital brand. This was the first thing that people were seeing. Now it's 3 modules down. Here's that day planner. Here's the featured bundle with a completely different design. The modules redesigned. Here is this product that I just mentioned, this featured product that I added, 44 lessons, $29. And people can either buy it, which you can see here, it just brings up the pop-up modal that allows them to purchase this, or they can learn more and click on that, which takes them to the actual landing page. Right, so this is the actual product here. All right, with all the modules and elements that come with it. All right, Podia is just awesome. And if you are, all these systems are awesome. Really, it's a blessing, for lack of a better word, to have access to all these great pieces of software. If you're a maker, a marketer, a creator, an entrepreneur, an author, any sort of artist who is trying to monetize your personal brand or your company brand. But we have a lot of preference or have a preference for Podia simply because they offer so much under one roof, and their design and content creation tools are really in this sort of group second to none. There are other tools that we use that are more expensive or more complex, but they are kind of outside of the orbit of the Podias and Gumroads and Teachables and Thinkifics and Kajabis. So second to none, Podia is really the best choice for building a business brand, a shop, a digital media brand, a whatever you can imagine, a niche community. Now they have the ability, or Podia offers us the ability to create a full featured community where folks have profiles and can interact with each other and can post and can talk to you as the maker or marketer behind the platform, or the owner, the author, whatever your role is. They can upload files. I mean, really, it's like almost like a Facebook or slash forum alternative that you can now create on Podia. Something like Circle, if you're building on Circle, which I also use, pay for, and like. Podia now offers an analog to that. And of course, you have all your products like the ones you're seeing here on your platform as well. So really can't go wrong. If you're interested in our full series on Podia, all you have to do is sign up for Podia using our Mindful Marketplace partnership link, and I'll send you extra videos and lots of drip content on really turning your passion or your sense of purpose in whatever it is that you're aspiring to do into a profitable platform using Podia. Teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. Thank you so much as always for watching. This is Ian from Mindful Marketplace, and I'll see you in the next video.